Let me check if it is recording. Yeah. So the next is staying organized. This is one of the aspects that you need to pay the whole world of attention to. More than everything that I've said, this is super important because you need it to advance. You need this staying organized to be able to get what you want. So you don't miss a lot of the information that you need to add to your application. So what is it? Staying organized have everything to do with keeping deadlines, making sure the due date and other things that are needed, you keep abreast of them, you keep them right in front of you. And the requirements, the number of recommenders that are needed, the test scores, whether test scores are needed, whether GRE is needed or not. And I just want to tell you that not everything that, even if they ask for GRE, you could ask. The university may say GRE, but the program that you're applying for may not require GRE. There are a lot of universities here, even a lot of courses here at UF that do not require GRE for you to apply. So at the University of Florida that you do not require GRE. So, and also if you have to keep a tab on the recommendation status, okay, confirm when each of the letter has been, whether each of the letters has been submitted, and then whether the application status too, whether you've completed it or you submitted, or I mean a lot of other things that has to do with that. So you have to keep notes too. Here's just something that I prepared, a kind of Excel sheet that you can keep tab, that can help you keep tab. So you can already start putting down all this information so that you can, they will help you a lot. Have an Excel sheet that has this application date for the different schools, whether or not who you would talk to in that university, whose interest aligns with yours, and which of the professor, which of the faculty. By faculty here, I mean faculty means the professor or the staff, so to speak. So so this is the school, the department, and this is the faculty. Have you emailed the faculty? Yes, yes, yes. Have you received a response from the faculty? No, no, no. And yes, yes, no. And what is the status? What is the application status? Have you started? No. Have you, there's a difference between you trying to find out, looking for information, than an applicant applying. So it's only when they're able to, okay, you can apply. That is not a process. That's not a problem. Even if you haven't contacted anybody. But it becomes easier if you've contacted somebody before applying. Okay? If it becomes easier if you contacted somebody before applying, because the person may say, oh, I have funding, because that's the most important thing there. If you apply and there's no funding, it makes no sense, right? So you need the funding, you need money. So that's just what the scholarship is about, is the money that you need to run shows, to run your education abroad. So it's different from loan. Loan you have to pay back, but this one you just have to work 20 hours as a TA or as a research assistant to be able to help with that and get paid $1,500 at least for a master's student or for a PhD student. So you can keep this for all the universities that you apply for and the dates. Another one, you put a date here, put another due date for the scholarship application, the university, the department. If you have more than one department, you can put school here, the same university down, the first department, second department, and the people you have contacted, and addition. You can modify it the way you want. This is just something that came to my head when I was preparing this. So when you use a tracking, you use what we call a tracking spreadsheet to be able to track your application. So another thing that I would want to mention in staying organized is having folders on your computer, or maybe on the web, maybe on the cloud in Google Drive or Dropbox or some other box or some other online platform where you can store your data. Is that you can create a folder you have to create a folder for each of the schools that you're applying for. This is a folder for the school, for instance, University of Florida. And this is a folder for inside the school. I mean, of course, you're applying for maybe one department. So you don't need to create a folder for multiple departments, just create a folder for the faculty in that department, which is, by faculty, I mean the doctor, professor you're interested in working with. That is just what I just meant. Yeah. And then you are able to identify 3 faculty members that you want to work with, and you want to send them an email. Okay, you create a folder for the different faculty member, and for the folders that you've created, each you have another what we call a this is the main folder, or what I call the master folder. This is a subfolder for the professors. Okay, this is a subfolder for them, or for the doctors who you may work with in the future. And then inside each of these folder, you have 2 additional folders. One is for the professor information, another one is for your information. That is very important. Or if you have started the application, you can add the additional one for the application, and then you put all the information for the application in that one. So that way, if you want to go, that is easy to move around because sometimes Dr. William James or William Jameson somewhere can be the same, maybe William. Okay, you can see William Jason in University of Florida, but in another school you can see William James, and you think they are the same thing. You just use the same thing for them, use the same email for them and things like that, and then you may be getting it very wrong. So you need to put everything inside a box. Compartmentalize your life, your application life, your application process, so to speak. Put it inside their own boxes. That makes it easier for you to navigate, easier for you to process, easier for you to look for information that you may need. So, and in each of these, you have for the faculty, you have the research interest, okay, that you've downloaded, that you've created a file for. These are files. Yeah, these are files here. You have his research interest, his contact information, including his email and phone number. Very important. And then in your own, you have your CV, your SOP, your transcripts, as well as some other additional document that you may need to add. So that is very important. So put that at the back of your mind. Anybody ask a question here? If you have a question, let me know before I proceed. If you have a question, kind of.
Yeah, I have a question. My question is number one, what is SOP?
Okay.
Then the second thing is that I don't know if we can have access to this video
Yeah.
or the slide after the training so that we can listen to what you are saying, because a lot of information is being passed, and so that one can go back and still be able to pick everything.
Yeah, thank you for that. First, SOP is statement of purpose or statement of intent or whatever they call it. You get what I'm saying? Statement of purpose, statement of intent. There's a lot of other names that you might want to call it or something like that, problem statement or something. But just something that makes you want to tell them why you are interested in the program and what makes you the best candidate for that. So, and for the videos, that's why I'm trying to end the video to stop recording and also start recording, because I want them to be within a range of 30 minutes for me to upload them, for the upload to be easier. So if you are in the group, the WhatsApp group, you are likely going to just remind me, send me a reminder. If I haven't done that, send me a reminder so that I can upload them and share the link with you guys. Okay, I can upload them, share the links, and you can go back and forth. And also, I'm just using this medium to encourage us to try to. I will post it maybe towards the end, to try to subscribe to the channel if you like it, if you like the content. I'm not looking for a million audience. I'm just looking for people who are interested and who want to share with the additional folks the vital information. They don't want to eat alone. So they want to share it with other people who may need that information as well. So this is what I created. So I created the University of Florida, a folder, and another subfolder within it. I have entomology, plant pathology program, department that you're applying for too. You can see here all the ways. Okay, here is scholarship applications. That's the title. And inside it, you have this for the schools, and then this for the departments. And inside the University of, inside the Department of Entomology and Nematology, I just put this folder too. And inside the folder, that is where I told you that inside the folder, you need to add additional information about the professor, inside the folder, add additional 2 folders, subfolders that are faculty info or the professor info for each of these professors. So not all of them. Each of these folder here should have 2 additional subfolders, which is their research interest. And that will help you down the line if you are writing your SOP to say, okay, my research interest aligns with the research interest of this person. And that's the reason I want him or her to be my supervisor, my advisor, something like that. So that's what I did here. So, and then you create a folder. The idea is just to keep all the information together and to stay organized, and so that you can keep track. There's also what what I would call CV or document versioning. So, which means which version of the for instance, your CV. If you send me a CV, and I would just want to use this medium to tell you that the next time you send a CV to me, make sure the CV is descriptive, it's clear. So don't just send, can I use single SOP for more than 1 application? Why not? Fortunate, you can use 1 SOP for 10 applications. But the problem is this: the same application is not from the same school, and it's not going to be from the same advisor or the same professor. So you may have some differences in the research interest. So you just have to adapt it to their research interest and then submit. So that's it. You don't need to worry too much about, okay, I have to be writing everything. But the point is this: for each of these folder, you have to have the research interest that you sent to them or that you will submit for each of these programs inside the folder, not anywhere else in your computer. You know why? So that in the future, if you need to write, so if sometimes somebody send you, oh, can you write a recommendation for me? You just discover that, oh, so we wrote a recommendation for a student and the student got admitted, and to which school, you go back to the school, University of Florida, and then you can tease out and see, okay, this was the SOP the recommendation letter that I wrote for this person. This is how I wrote it, and this is how I should write this one. So, I mean, that helps you stay organized, keep your life in a box, and then you can figure things out very quickly. So for the versioning, if I've done a CV for you, you have to put your name, and there's a way I do it. I put GCA, which is Gideon Collins Alake, to tell, and I also put the date sometimes. I put a date to tell you the date that I updated it. So that will be the most updated copy. So you need to put that in mind. Make sure you put dates. Very important. Very, very important. The reason is you forget things a lot. And me, as I'm here, I write a lot of things that I forget a lot. So I will put date. I'll know, okay, this code that I wrote, this code that I wrote, this is the date I wrote it, or is the most recent code, then it's the one that I need to go to. So that helps me a lot in that process too. So what you do again is, besides creating a folder on your computer, do something to go to your email and create a folder for all your applications too. I did this many years ago, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 11 years ago. When I was applying for PhD, I had a few folders here on the left. This PhD application is the folder PhD apps is PhD application. These are the ones, the email that I got from them about rejection. Sorry to inform you, I regret to inform you that you were not among the candidates. Those were things that I want to keep. So, and at the point when I was teaching, I was showing this to my students too, because not everything, you think you are very good or whatever, but sometimes you may not really get the best of the opportunity. But then when your own opportunity comes, it may come one among 10, 20 rejections. So you have to just keep these. And the reason, how to do that is, okay, you have your email, okay? You can come here for Yahoo users. I don't know about others, but for Yahoo, I can do that also for Microsoft Outlook. But for Yahoo users, For Yahoo users, you can come here to folders, create a folder, and new folder, name it. And when you name it, what happens is this. You can come here to the email that you want to send to that folder. So you can say filter messages like this. You click on filter messages like this, and then you see something like this. It said always move messages from this email address to this folder. Okay, from this email address, from the email address that sent you the message to the folder that you've designated for that, you say yes. You click on the folder and you go ahead and say yes, and then that's it. Okay. Does anybody have any question about the technicality of that? How easy that would be for you? Good day, sir. What's the route, the route or the route if you are coming with HND? The route is I've done HND presentation many times. So one of the things you can just do for HNDs will be for you to do what we call your transcript evaluation. So HNDs are very much, in fact, if HNDs are underpriced in Nigeria. They are not seen as anything. They are intimidated. They are underpriced in Nigeria, HNDs. But here they are priced very highly. That is true that not all the universities here accept HNDs directly. But if you do your what we call evaluation, what the evaluation does is you compare, okay, for a BSc holder here, you have to do at least 120 credit courses. You have to take about 120 before you can graduate. So they now want to compare your HND degrees, your OND and HND, with all the number of credits that you've taken to what they do here. So at the end of the day, a lot of people with HND discover that they've even taken more than 120, so which means they are even more than qualified to apply for master or PhD. And that also helps with your GPA. If your GPA is not too good, I'm not encouraging bad GPA, but the point is a lot of things happen in life as a student that may lead to a poor GPA. But if your GPA is not good, that can, in the process, maybe help increase your GPA a little. They are not going to add numbers to that, but they are going to do some maybe additional, remove some things that are not relevant to what you are pursuing, and maybe in that process, maybe increase. I mean, your GPA might get a good jump, and that would help you in the process going forward. So I know somebody, a student, remember the grade what's it called? The scale, the GPA scale or CGPA scale in Nigeria is 5 in most universities. It's different here. Here is 4. So if you have 3 over 5 over there, that doesn't mean you are qualified. So you have to convert it to over 4 before you know what you know your stand here with the scale here. Am I saying it clearly? So what I mean to say is you have to make sure you convert it to the scale here before you can make any statement on whether I qualify or not. You get what I'm saying? So you have to think about that. So staying visible. A lot of students who want to apply for scholarship don't stay visible. They are just hidden. So the potential advisor don't even know they exist. They don't know, look for them online, they can't find any information about them. So you have to stay visible so that they can see you. I remember one of the earliest discussions that I had with a student was the student reached out to me, had a first class in computer science, and he reached out to me, his dad reached out to me and we start talking, and then that same day, about the evening of that same day, the guy reached out to me and we started talking, and I asked him his online presence. He said, yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but then I encouraged him to go provide some online distance. So to go online and get some put himself out there for people to see. create a GitHub account or some other things so that people can see he exists. Okay, so it eventually helped him because by the time he started that, within 2 months, he already got like 3 scholarships waiting for him. But the point is, I just want to emphasize that he made himself, available, seen. And one of the comments that one of the professors said was, "Oh, I am impressed with what you are doing. I checked you online. I'm impressed with what you're doing." So that's important. It doesn't matter what you have done. I mean, okay, it doesn't matter what you have done. Whatever is worth putting your time into is worth just putting out there for people to see. That's what that's my own philosophy. So just put that at the back of your mind, please. Postdoc study. I'm so sorry if I've promised to put some postdoc opportunities here. I've not been able to put it because I have a lot of things going on in my head too. So there's a lot of postdoc opportunities here that are available. In fact, I post postdoc a lot. So yeah, I'm trying to now maybe get a new platform on Facebook and also on Twitter to be able to put all these things so that I can reach a wider audience. So postdoc is also possible. There's opportunity for postdoc. So for Twitter, which is now X, you have to create a profile that maybe shows that you are ready to, you are ready to go to graduate school, not just anything that, so some people just put names that are not, like my own Twitter, I use my maiden name just like that. A lot of people don't know that, but they would think maybe I'm just using something else. But if you are doing that for professional reason, for graduate, this kind of opportunities, you have to make sure you put out your real name and make it look professional. Don't discuss politics, this one win, this one doesn't win, all those kind of things in your profile. Just make sure everything is clean. As I'm not saying you shouldn't be yourself, but the point is, you don't know what anybody may think about you. Okay, so may think of you. I mean, they may have their own opinions of you. So based on what you said, so you have to just be careful. And in this case too, I want to also encourage you, for most of us who are thinking of JACPA, traveling abroad or something, you have to be careful how you discuss that, because something like that can be used against you in the court of law, so to speak, because in your bid to apply for what's it called? For visa and things like that, and they found information that you just want to jackpot, that you are not even interested in the school or whatever. I mean, that I don't know if that may affect you, but I believe it may affect you. So create Twitter profile and share anything that you are doing. Also connect with professionals too. And this is even a very good way to connect with the kind of professors that you have sent email to. Send them an email and connect with them in any of their social media platform that they are. So, and another thing that in LinkedIn, the same thing applies to LinkedIn too. So LinkedIn create a detailed LinkedIn profile that includes every of this information here, and connect to professors on research and also alumni from that school too. If you're applying to the University of Florida and you see that there are alumni, for instance, I'm an alumni in the Department of Entomology and Nematology, and you want information about a specific program, most of the professors are just that are in my department. We have about, how many faculty members we have? About 76 or so faculty members that we have, professors and the likes. It's a very big, a huge department. So, and we are scattered all around Florida, but Gainesville, where I am right now, is the main campus. So if you need any information, you reach out to me and I'll be able to look around. If I can't, I can suggest somebody that you can talk to in that process. So think about that as well. GitHub, like I said, I think I made a mistake. I was preparing this about 5 minutes before. I remember to have this about 5 minutes before the meeting. So I apologize for repeating this thing. So what I wanted to put here about GitHub is, okay, let me go back and just mention it here. So anyway, so let me go back here. So okay, so what I want to mention about GitHub is the fact that you need to put your code out there. I think that is what the guy does too sometimes. I think he did the same thing. I don't remember exactly. I think he did it. He went, put some code, some of the work that he has been doing, put the codes there in GitHub so that people can know that he's doing some work and things like that. And then, yeah, and it helped him. It helped him very well. So, and the reason for you to be present online is this. One of them is demonstrate your enthusiasm as well as your engagement in your field. It allows you to connect with potential advisors and professors who might just be your future who might be the game changer in the future, right? Who would offer you the job, who might turn the event of your life around for good. And it showcases your ability to communicate and share knowledge as well. So that is very important. That is why you should keep that as a priority to put yourself out there for people to see. Okay, this one is going to be brief. Increasing your chances. One of them is so you have to do the program research. You have to go to their website, the university's website, their social media or news articles or anything resource online that you can focus on that has a department focus, and then you can learn from there. And when you are applying, doing your SOPs, your statement of purpose, may remember to mention the department, the professor that you have interacted with in that department. I've interacted with this professor and I really enjoy what he's doing. And I know, and one thing that I also want you to do is, in this case, increasing your chances, is also learning about them. If a professor is doing plant breeding and you want to do some work in plant breeding, just say, hey, I know this professor, I want to read his profile. No, what work has he done recently? Which journal article did he publish it? If you can't download it free, you can reach out to him to give you the article. He'll be very, very happy to give you. And in the future, or maybe in the next few months, if you requested that, okay, you want to know if he has a funding or something like that, that you've read about 5 of his articles, and you really are interested in working with him, he will just, may be happy to help. You get what I'm saying? So you have to start from somewhere. So maybe ready to help. So sometimes they do what we call campus visit. So virtually, this person that I talked to you about had a campus visit about 2 weeks ago or thereabout. Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago or so something like that. So not necessarily campus, it's a virtual tour of the campus about what the resources and everything that they have to do. Even if you are in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Ivory Coast, in Belgium, in India, wherever you are, you can still do that virtual tour. And that is part of recording your interest in the program. That's what we call demonstrated interest. I have a talk, I have a few mini slides, 1 or 2 slides on demonstrated interest that is not part of this discussion today, but that is very important. Like I told you, to reach out to the alumni, okay? Briefly explain your interest to them and ask for any insights, anything that they've done that helped them in the application process to get the scholarship. Ask them for that. And also offer to connect with them on any of these platforms. So this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to end it. I have a ton of things to talk about, but I'm not just going to bore you with all these things, but just think about all the things we've talked about. And this brings us to one of the most important part of this discussion. How do I apply? Remember, I told you searching for program, then you go to that app that I've showed you. You look at the app and say, okay, this school here matches my interest, and I'm going to focus on this school. For instance, this is the app talk about. You can load it again. If it's idle for some 15 minutes, you have to reload it. So so now I'm going to go to university. I'm going to go to a state in Florida. I'm just going to type Florida, and then click on this. I see a few universities in Florida, but I want universities that are from 80 to 100% acceptance rate. So when I zoom in here, and I can see one is in Baptist College of Florida. Okay, this is Hall. I want university, only university. So, and then you have fewer universities here. 2 here. One is in Chamberlain University, and the other one is University of um, Jacksonville. The other one is Helson University. and this one is Ave Maria. And then you have 4 here, which is Nova Southeastern University, Johnson and Wales, and then Denver University, and then West Palm Beach University. I think there's one down. No, there's none anymore. So, okay, if you have this, what you can do is, okay, let me just take a look at, for instance, let me go to the Jacksonville University. Let's take a look at the program they offer. Okay, let me take a look. I want to right click and go to the website directly on the app. Not, it doesn't, you know, directly on the app, and you look at the programs. You come here to future student. You can think about future students. You click on future student and learn a little. Okay, let me go to future student, and then you see freshman, undergraduate, graduate. If you are doing a graduate study, and you go to academic programs, and then okay, there's another one here, campus tours. So you can do a tour the campus, schedule a tour. You see that? They will want you to schedule, if you are a future student, you want to schedule a tour of the campus. So if it is, you can ask if you send the information and it's required that you present physically, you can tell them that you are not here in the US, that okay, so that you are not here in the US, that you want to, do a virtual tour. So maybe they will have a virtual tour opportunity. Okay, yeah, you see that? Virtual experience. So they have virtual events. These are very important that you need to participate in because this shows you are interested in a program. Because some of these universities, even if you have a low GPA, because of your interest and your dedication and additional experiences that you've gotten over the course of the years or so, they may take you in because you just show that you are interested in this program. And because some of these universities take that as a yardstick, as a criteria to determining who to give the scholarship. They say, okay, how much interest did this person show? Did he participate in this? Did he or she participate in that? And things like that. So you see, virtual events. So there might be some virtual events here that you just need to go through and see which one fits your department that you can attend. So that's just it. And then you identify a program. For instance, you identify entomology, okay? And for somebody, so you identify entomology, for instance. So now you are able to identify in that entomology department, okay, entomology and the University of Florida, for instance, now, University of Florida, and then you choose University of Florida here. You can choose another university, University of Miami or University of Boston here, whatever. But then with the University of Florida, like what I showed you, you choose 3 faculty members in that department, okay? That entomology department. You choose the 3 faculty members that you think their interest aligns with you, align with yours, and that you want to send emails to them down the line that can, essentially be your professor, your advisor. You do that for this school, for this school, for this school. Remember, you're choosing 3 schools. In a week, if you send an email, if you send emails to all of them, you would have succeeded in communicating with about 9 professors, potentially, who may be your professor. So that's good. So if you want to expand this, you can add the number of schools to 10 or 5. If it is 5, then that will be 15. You know what that means? If it is 10, that will be 30, right? So that's a lot. In just 1 week, you're able to communicate with them, and sometimes you just wait for them to reply you. And sometimes, remember too, let me put this one out. Sometimes if you send me an email to my official email address, it doesn't come into my inbox. It stays in the spam mail. The reason is the university has had this what we call a blocker, a filter. I filter any university that doesn't have that doesn't have ufl.edu. So anything like that is filtered out. And that may be the same if you send an email to somebody who has not replied you and you are thinking the person doesn't like you. You get what I'm saying? So the email might be sitting in the spam folder or maybe the junk folder, and you need to call them that you have sent an email if possible, and let them know that this and this and this and this. So that's good, important. So somebody asked here that about MBA, if you do crop soil and pest management. I think it's possible, but if you're able to demonstrate that to them that you need an MBA, no, you are not only showing that MBA about your it's not only about your application, it's about your visa. Sometimes the visa will say from crop to MBA. How does that match? You get what I'm saying? But importantly, I will want to encourage you to pursue that. If you've amassed a lot of knowledge in the past about MBA, background courses that you've done, because the MBA requires some preliminary courses, right? So if you've done those preliminary courses or maybe do some additional online certifications and things like that that you can prove to the school, then the school will be able to take you in. Okay? That is just it. You need to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that you can do it. You can follow the program if you are given the opportunity. So it doesn't matter whether you have done crop, soil, and pest management. Okay. And now, once you are able to identify this university, and then you can send them an email that looks like this. This is just a prototype that I've written for the purpose of our lectures. And saying, I hope this email finds you well. My name is Alaka Gideon. I'm a prospective international student interested in pursuing a master's degree in plant pathology at the University of Florida. I'm writing to inquire about potential scholarship opportunities available to support my graduate studies. So now you tell them where your interests lie and what course you study. And then as an international student, I'm seeking financial assistance to help cover tuition and living expenses during my studies. A lot of people will say, don't mention finances. Then what else should you mention? Because that's what you wanted, right? Why wouldn't you mention it upfront? So I have conducted preliminary research and scholarship opportunities, but I'm also reaching out to you in the hope that you might provide additional guidance or information for scholarships, fellowships, and assistantships available specifically for plant pathology program. I understand that the application process can be competitive, and I'm willing to put in the effort to demonstrate my passion and potential for success in this program. I've attached my CV or resume to provide you with an overview of my academic background and achievements. If you require any additional information, or if there is a formal application process for scholarships, please do not hesitate to let me know. Thank you for your time and contribution. Look forward to the possibility of contributing to the plant pathology program at the University of Florida, and deeply appreciate any assistance you can provide regarding scholarship opportunities. And that's all. Close. Yeah, so that's all. And then you can send it and wait for them to respond. And there's also a talk that I gave to you about how to respond. Sometimes if the response is negative and how to turn the negative to positive. That's also a new thing that I'm not going to discuss today. So because it's already night in Nigeria and some other part of the world where you might be listening to me from, and I also need to take some rest as well. So hopefully you get something at the end of the day that you have to clap for yourself, you would rejoice over it, and you have to start your journey down to the US for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years of your life. And if you need to reach out, here are my contacts. Any question? I want to feed a few questions before I hand. I want a few questions, please. And thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate all of you. I really do appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Really appreciate your time. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Also, thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you, engineer.
please, I have a question to ask you.
Okay, is it Kende, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I want to ask two questions. Number
Okay.
one is on the GPA conversion, then the other one is on do they allow people with family to come over?
Why not? I'm a family member. I came as a PhD student when we already had, well, I mean, that is not even more. I mean, I want to tell you cases that I know a family here, guy is still doing his PhD. He has 4 children back home, all boys, and also they had to come. They came. There is also the case of, I mean, it's allowed for family, but the money they give you is only you. So it's now left for you to now decide whether that will be enough for you and your family. So it's allowed. So on the GPA conversion, what was the question you asked again? Maybe I skip my mind.
Yes, you mentioned that in Nigeria use a scale of 5, for US it's a scale of 4.
Yeah, you can go to www.weswest.org. There is there you can they can do, I think if you sign up, you can do what we call they can help you convert to see what you measure in the scale in the US scale. I've also done another presentation too somewhere, and I also kind of posted it somewhere. If I find it, I will post it again for you to just do a kind of mock-up this thing yourself by calculating it yourself and trying to figure out. Yeah, so yeah, posted it there. Yeah, GPA calculator. So thank you, Victor, for posting that. So how can you apply? How can you arrange for you and your family to join? Are there procedures? No, you just apply for them. They need to just go to the embassy and then they apply and then they come.
Sorry, comment.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, regarding the conversion, I think we can do cross multiplication. It can be very simple. Cross multiply, you get it very easily.
Yeah, yeah, it works, but sometimes it depends on the school. How the school, because in the US here, there's what we call A minus, A plus, A whatever, B plus, B minus. There's no B plus in Nigeria. So if you get 50, it's a C, right? If you get 60,
Yeah.
it's a B. But here, if you get 60, don't be surprised that it's not even, in fact, 60 is not even a C here in the US. 70 is a C.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, 70. So you don't really, so this thing is very different. So an A plus in the US is from 94 to 100. You see the standard. So sometimes it depends on the school. The conversion may work, but yeah, like you said, they can do the multiplication, or they can just go to the website and look and just use the official GPA calculator to calculate their GPA. Thank you for that. Any more questions?
Oh, yes, please. I have one question.
Okay, Engineer Yemi.
Please, I want to confirm, does a work experience increases chances of scholarship?
Yeah, if it is in the area that you're applying for. If you've been applying, for instance, I have somebody who's like somebody here who is doing, if he's trying to apply for a scholarship in chemistry and has been working in the industry, several industry doing some of those things that he normally would do, quality check and control, quality control, and a lot of other things that you are doing, then that is exactly what you're going to be doing when you get there. That means they don't even have to train you. You'll be up and running immediately as you get there. And that is some assistant professor or professor like that, because for that you'll be able to use you, assign you some project, and you'll be able to make publications out of there very quickly. So work experience is very important.
Okay.
But it's not the whole, it's not everything. If you don't have any, that doesn't mean you won't get a scholarship, but work experience counts.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Especially too, if your GPA is low and you want a way to explain to them that you can do something. And with the work experience, if you have certifications that shows that you have done this for a period of time, and this is the certificate that you get from that, that also can shoot your chances up.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? I want like 2-3 more, and then we go. Okay.
Good evening,
okay.
sir.
Sorry, just a quick question. Somebody posted something. A West conversion can be used for many school admissions. Yes. But that means for the West conversion, you have to pay around $217. As at that time I checked it. for them to be able to keep it in their system for you. So when you need it, if you don't know how you want to use your WES now, I want you to go to that ICAP. So is it ICAP or something like that? So that we say that will help you do the conversion, do everything, and keep all the results in their system. Anytime you need it, just tell them which school to send it. You just pay around $30 instead of paying additional $100 and something to do it again. $177 to do it all over again. You just pay $30 for them to send it to the school that you want. Just the same thing can go to as many schools as possible. Because it's a standard. The WES is a standard. Okay, not just for schools. And sometimes you need to also ask. The information too you can ask from the universities, individual universities, if they can internally review your documents. Sometimes you have internal reviews group that help you review internally that you don't have to send it to WES, which means you don't have to pay additional, $200 or more to do that review. But if you do it with WES is a very good one. That's a standard way to do it that the school would even recommend that you go to WES or some other agencies. But if you do that, they will send you your own copy too. But they send it to school directly, not from you to school. Anything can go wrong. The school, that's why the school would trust them over you to send it to them. You get what I'm saying? But what you can give to the school, pending when the WES transcript evaluation comes out, is you can already start supplying your transcript, your unofficial transcript to the school for them to start evaluating you and see whether they can put some money on you. Thank you. So please, the question again, William, is it Wilson Brown?
Thanks for the education. Yes, sir, Wilson Brown, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for the time, sir. It's been educative so far, sir. Sir, my question is it okay to reach out to you privately for guidance on SOP review and then CV review, sir?
Yeah, that's what I do for free for people. I do it for free for people. You can send me your SOP. I'm not going to guarantee you that I'm going to do it tomorrow or next,
Sir,
because
thank you,
I'm
sir.
very busy. But I'm going to just, you guys, you should just send me reminders. I know somebody on Telegram that has always been saying, oh, just remind me weekend. And weekend passed, I didn't send him. He reminded me again and said, I'm sorry. I immediately did it and sent it to you. And sometimes if I have the time, as soon as you are sending it, I'm doing it and sending it to you within 10 minutes or even within 30 minutes. I'm sending, if I have the time, you get what I'm saying? So you can do that, send your CV and everything to me. And also, if you are in the process of application, you are receiving email from your school and you are not sure how to reply, we can brainstorm what your response could be to make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? Those are the things that I do for folks, for people.
Well, thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Any more? And then we'll call it an evening there and an afternoon here. No more question? So I don't forget the video. Oluji, I won't forget the video, please. I won't forget it. I will cut them now and then not now. I'm not sure now, so I need to rest. So now after that, I will take. No, I can't even call them now because when I finish the video needs to convert from Zoom to my computer before I can do anything. So before I can start it up. And as I told you, so if you haven't joined the group, please please can you put the group WhatsApp link again, so that they can see, anybody can join the WhatsApp group, because that is where I'm going to post the video link for anybody to see. If I've uploaded the video, I'll post it there. And if you feel like you want to, this is not compulsory, but I encourage you, if you feel that you want to subscribe to our channel, I will want you to please do and encourage others to do that too if you find the information useful. But it's not compulsory. You can just watch your videos and go. But if you want, what you listen, if you really enjoy what you listen to and you want as many people as possible to also get that information too, please. I want you to invite people over and also subscribe to the channel as well, so that also in the future you may have something that you may need. For instance, Last time I talked, just from the blue, I talked about application, interview question. How do you, if you are a student, and you are self-sponsored, how can you convince the admission, the interview officer or the visa officer that this and this and this? I gave these are just things that came up on my mind, and I was just, okay, let me just put it out there. Information like this, you can immediately get them when you subscribe to the channel. So, but it's still not completely compulsory for you, but if you feel you want to go ahead and do that, I would appreciate that. So what's the name of the app? So the app has no name. The name of the app is still just scholarship event. It's just a web app that I developed. It doesn't, if I say app means application. Application doesn't necessarily mean something you install on your computer. Okay. But I will find a way, I can actually get a way to get it in, yeah. So let me